East Coast sitting down, babe, all down. Hey, I'm gonna pull up on you. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. West Coast vibes, baby, I'm so high. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Down south, PYT, if you want roll with keys. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. If you want top in the old, let it ride. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you.
Pull up on the tip like I jack my slacks. King L-E-N-E and your guy stats. We don't give a goddamn about your guy stats. To be honest, most of y'all girls got whack. Step your gang up and roll with the winners. E&E a steak meal. Fuck them little chicken dinners. You ain't never seen a clique of niggas this fly. Never. King of stacks, he's popping like a fish fry. We get a vibe, see we doing our West Coast shit. Call up the Cali Club, copping West Coast shit. This is at Lipsy Store, copping West Coast shit. All blued up like we really West Coast friends. We do this shit with style. That's why the ladies love it. Be with their man straight too when we out in public. E&E, best flow. King L, stack with the facts and the let's go.
East Coast sitting down, babe, all down. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. West Coast vibes, baby, I'm so high. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Down south, PYT, if you want roll with keys. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. If you want top in the old, let it ride. Hey, I'm about to pull up on you. Hey, I'm about to now you up on top, about to smoke with the chief. If you know King, you about to roll up a leaf. Look, I don't really dance, but let that ass roll on the D so high. I wasn't on it, but you noticing me. Just like where I'm from, I got her screaming out, oh. I ain't paid for no entry, but she gave me a show. Pop bottles only if it be the Don or the Mo. Here for a couple hours, go and count on my dough. Look, I don't really know why they envy me. Maybe because the whole team envy.
What's up, Juju, baby?
I'm the same OG. Treat the pro like my shoes, keep the thing on me. Game time, now it's mama mentality, up my salary. Wear the wrong colors in the wrong hood, in the casualty. Whether Malibu, Santa Monica on the beach, always gotta keep the 40 cal in my reach. East Coast sitting down, babe, all down, babe. I'm about to pull up on you. I'm about to pull up on you. West Coast vibes, baby, I'm so high. Babe, I'm about to pull up on you. I'm about to pull up on you. Down south, PYT, if you want roll with keys. Babe, I'm about to pull up on you. I'm about to pull up on you. If you want top in the old, let it ride. Babe, I'm about to pull up on you. Hey, real talk, you need to holler at stacks. If you roping out of weight, he gon' give you some facts. All great narcissists, call it equal to 6. E&E the cheat code, play the game with a glitch. Reverse the flow like our man Raven, ever in this. John B, the truth, that's some rhetoric shit. If you're looking in the mirror, you should know who this is. E&E the life up the L, blocking the shit. 40 miles on the shit, his face said what it is. Down up and down, test every day was a trick. G-strong like the hero.
Yeah. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all know where we at tonight. Y'all already know what it is, man. What's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing tonight, man? You did. We got King L's in the building. We got the beautiful Juju in the building. What's going on with y'all, man? Y'all ready to have, excuse me, I'm eating, y'all. You hear me? Had a busy day today, man. But we definitely about to get into it. Welcome to tonight's show, everybody. My name is Virgil Berry, a.k.a. Stacks with the Facts. You hear me? I'm the host. You already know. Chief Cook and Bottle Washer over here at A Real Talk Podcast with my brethren, King L's, right next to me. You hear me? On Tuesdays and Fridays. You know what I'm talking about? And we about to get straight to it, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the clouds. You know what I'm talking about? We appreciate y'all out there in the clouds. Just hit the like button. I understand if y'all don't want to comment or say nothing, but goddamn, at least hit that like button. Like button ain't did nothing to y'all, man. Like button ain't take your girl from you or nothing like that, man. Like button ain't call you and tell you was fired or nothing like that. Go ahead and hit that like button. You know what I mean? Quit playing. You know how it is, Juju, man. I was running around busy today, man. I left from the gym earlier, and I had to make a couple errands. So, go run a couple errands. So, I had to make me a little impromptu dinner at the last minute. You know what I'm saying? Some fried chicken and rice. You know what I'm talking about? But we here in the building, though, man. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing tonight, man? You hear me? What y'all doing, man? How was y'all day today? You know what I'm talking about? We all woke up and we all right here with each other right now, so we already got the victory and the glory. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? What's good with y'all, man? My man, Uncle Diggity in the building. What's good with you, brother? Are you in the lab? All right, Uncle Diggity, you notice I've been using that beat you made for me for the intro to my pre-recorders, man. I'm using it from now on out. Lance Parker in the building. What's good, brother? Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. We got all the brethren and sisters in the building. You know what I'm talking about? You did. I've been using it every time I make a pre-recorded. That's what I'm going to be using. You hear me? So shout out to my brother Uncle Diggity, man. My other West Coast brother. You hear me? What's good with y'all, man? How y'all doing today, man? Who else been busy like me and running around just now eating besides me and Juju? Y'all know how it is, man. You know how it is, man. You know we grown, man. We got hella stuff to do, man. I try to make the most use of my time, it being our most valuable asset and resource. You hear me? At the same time, I try to make the most and get the best use out of it. I'm not one who waits to tomorrow or later to do something. If I can get it done right now, it's getting done right now. You know, but I just made me a little impromptu dinner. You know what I'm saying? I really just cut up some chicken breasts and made me some tenders for real with some leftover rice from yesterday. So real simple, real easy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. Glad to have y'all in the building tonight, man. Because this is a conversation that definitely needs to be had. So where else should we have it at? Besides right here on Abel Talk Podcast. Yeah, you went to the gym today, L? Let me bring this dude up, man. I'm tripping. I'm over here bugging, y'all. Let me go ahead. We ain't gonna waste no time. I'm about to bring L's up here in a short second. You know. Hit that like button, y'all, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Share on your social engineering, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Tell everybody to come tap in with your guy, Virgil Berry, a.k.a. Stacks with the Facts, man. You know, so when we talk about some real shit, you hear me? Now, tomorrow night, right? Tomorrow night, we going in. You hear me? I still ain't got no notifications from Patreon to let me know if my stuff was good, man. I'm going to check it, you know what I'm saying, when I get done with the stream tonight. I really feel like opening up a window and do it while I'm doing the show, but I ain't going to do that. I'm going to give y'all my full undivided attention. You know what I'm talking about? I'll just take care of that later on tonight when I get done with the stream. You hear me? But we're going in tomorrow night. We're going to be discussing, right, Ozzy Osbourne, you know, and his Demon Time connections. And we're going to be breaking down the lyrics to his, arguably probably his most popular song, or one of his most popular songs, as a ode. You hear me? Y'all know what an ode is? A O-D-E. This nigga made an ode to Aleister Crowley and literally named it name of the song Mr. Crowley. Got one of the dopest introductions in music history, if you ask me. I'm sorry to say. I mean, I'm not sorry to say that, but I mean, I gotta say that. Andrea, what's up, baby? That's what's up, man. See, that's why I rock with Andrea because she clearly or probably is at work right now or busy, and she's letting us know she tapping in and listening by just saying, hit that like button. I'm definitely tapping in. And she spoke to everybody, and she said she's gonna be in the cloud. So do what you do, baby. Appreciate you letting your presence be known and your presence be felt. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Andrea, y'all. All right. So tomorrow night, make sure y'all tap in because we're gonna be going in on Ozzy Osbourne or Oswald Osborne and his song Mr. Crowley. So make sure y'all want to be there for that. Thursday night is gonna be beautiful. I want all the ladies to tap in Thursday. I want all the ladies to tap in Thursday. All you single mama ass chicks out there, right? I just want y'all to know personally, me, homie, came up for this too, man. Come on, man. Let me get the swagger right over here, man. Right.
Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me, man. Told you, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, my computer been acting crazy lately, man. I think it's time to get a new PC, man. Yeah, I don't know what's can y'all. Okay, y'all can hear me. You can hear me, L?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Okay, that's what's up. Man, I don't know what's going on with my computer, y'all. I think it's about time to just go ahead and get another computer, man.
Make sure you it just ain't the app too, cause you know I
That's
be.
what I'm saying. It might be StreamYard, man. You know, StreamYard be acting crazy.
You see how it always be cutting my volume down and shit.
Right. So it might be StreamYard, man. What the fuck is going on? I don't understand what this is all about, man. But anyway, yeah, though, what's good with y'all, man? You feel me? We got my man King L's in the building. You understand me what I'm talking about, man?
What up? What up?
So you know what I'm saying? No sound. Lance Parker said no sound. Everybody else saying they can hear. Can you hear me, L?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, everybody else saying they can hear me, man.
Let me check on my phone. Let me just double check. Yo. You know
I'm about
what?
to, man, I don't know. I said my computer acting crazy. I don't know what's going on with my PC, man.
I don't think it's your computer, cause if they can't hear me,
Now, the only reason why I say it's my computer because my computer has been acting crazy lately, though. You hear me?
but if he's I can't hear it either though right now.
You said you can't hear?
Hold on, let me double check. Why is my headphones picking up? Let me see. All right, let me just check.
They said they can hear, man.
Yeah, I can hear you on the stream. I got the stream pulled up on my phone. You good?
Hold on, I'm about to, let me see something real quick.
Yeah, we good, bro. What they might have to do is might have to log out and log back in.
But this facts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We should be good.
All right, man. Can y'all hear, man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the different link ain't got nothing to do with it, man.
No, I mean like log off the YouTube page and then come back.
You know what I'm talking about? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Nah, we good. It's a StreamYard issue, man. StreamYard be acting crazy like that sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I felt like that was streaming.
Yeah, StreamYard just be bugging like that sometimes. Ain't really too much you can do about it. You just gotta wait till it clear up or whatever.
Yep.
Little technical difficulties, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Something out of our hands. It's all good, man. We back here in the building, man. You know what I'm talking about? We back in the building. Right back at it. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, that tonight, man, we talking about is the black truth illegal? Right? Now, L, you go ahead because this was another L idea. You know what I'm saying? I always gotta give credit to my brother when he come up with the ideas for the show we do on Tuesday. So I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let you go ahead and sit over there, L, and do your your little introduction or whatever it is, synopsis, whatever it is you're gonna do before we get into the meat and potatoes of the situation, man.
You already know. What up, everybody?
You gotta fix your mic too.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's that bullshit I'm talking about. Shouldn't have to do this every time.
I think when it comes to that, I think it's just your mic.
I'm on an iPad, bro. It shouldn't be no mic issues on an iPad. I ain't
Why
even
not? iPads can malfunction and not work properly.
Bro, every time though?
Yeah. Why not? iPads can malfunction and not work properly. Uh-oh. See, now you got me echoing.
Every time though?
Yeah.
That's you.
iPads can malfunction and not work properly. Uh-oh. See, now you got me echoing. Oh, my fault. My bad. That's me, y'all. Hold on.
That's you.
That's me. There we go.
Look, you trying to
I forgot I had it on YouTube on here. Because the damn thing just messed up, man. That's the unintelligent artificial intelligence for y'all, man. Go ahead, L.
What up? You already know peace, love, and blessings. You know what it is. I just wanted to say first off, you already won because you woke up today. So, celebrate that off top. How was your day, bro?
Hey, it was beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's been beautiful so far. It's beautiful right now. You know what I'm talking about?
That's all you can ask for. A beautiful day. It was beautiful weather out here in Columbus, so
it definitely was.
Really enjoyed that. And I don't know how many more days we got. I think it's gonna cool off tomorrow, but at least we got a couple good days,
Right.
Can't be beggars and choosers when we in the fall weather getting summer vibes.
Right.
But I just to kind of introduce what's going on tonight is I was looking around, I seen a lot of stuff floating around. I'm looking at all the posts, all the media stories, everything going on last week, over the weekend. And I just was like watching this 19 Keys interview. This was it was inspired.
Y'all fuck with 19 Keys, man. If y'all ain't hit the 19 Keys, y'all need to go subscribe to him, man.
Yeah, if you see, I listen to this podcast, Earn Your Leisure, which they talk a lot about investing or doing different kind of things to multiply your money,
Right.
towards financial freedom, things of that nature. So that's how I got hit because I first was just
My barber got me hip to him, man.
Yeah, I was just listening to them, and he actually has his own like how pages have sub pages and everybody kind of got their own thing. So he got his own page on there.
Right.
And so I started watching some of his stuff because he kind of dives, where they just talk mostly investing and money making moves. He actually takes it a step further and pushes it towards like what to eat, how to eat, how to use money, how to work it, and he talks a lot of like our community building type stuff also, which Earn Your Leisure does too. He just takes it to that next level and puts kind of like research history, everything all into context where they just kind of focus on right now. So I like the way that he breaks it down. He really easy to understand. See, like I said, I don't really know too much about him personally, but I mean, just what I get from the vibe of the show, he's a real down to earth guy who doesn't jump off and like he never judges anything. That's one thing I really love about his content. His content, he's real observant in the way that he moves, in the way that he talks about a lot of things, and he's able to have that, that moral compass where he could listen to things like, and understand that, you got to block out, for one, you don't go into anything judgmental, judging, off top. That's one thing.
We just had the conversation the other day where we just settled and that we all judge. It's it's part of our natures as human to judge.
So you could judge, but I mean, it's better to be more of an observer of what's going on than
But
to judge.
even in your observation of things, you're judging.
But you don't have to have that actually make an impact on your decision in the way that you have an outlook on things.
That has nothing to do with it being a judgment.
But if you're observing, then it doesn't have as much of an effect on you in the way you think towards a certain subject.
I beg to differ, Hill. I think the things we observe when we're thinking about what we're observing, I think it's a constant, fluid thing. I think it's we're constantly judging as we're observing. And we're constantly observing as we're judging.
Well, I mean,
Kind of symbiotic when you think about it.
I mean, if you think about it, but at the same time, it's like when you observing, it's like you still kind of get to the point where you can make judgment. You know what I mean? You got to observe something before you can make any judgment, unless you're just doing blind judgments. You know, you gotta, but that's, you know what? That's a whole other thing because a lot of people most people blindly judge. They don't actually observe situations. Maybe I should word it like that. A lot of people, they blindly judge before observing situations. And our society is really geared a lot off of that. So
That's a fact.
we'll even shun things off because of a preconceived judgment
Ocean.
because we didn't observe the situation for what it really was. So yes, you know, it can cast into judgment, but I feel like if you observe it the right way, you know, it can also help you learn from the situation where a lot of people, like, I don't know where this new culture is where they feel like they can't learn something from everybody, from every situation. Um, you know, one thing that I really, you know,
Your microphone.
you know, so basically, one thing I like to give my dad total credit for one of my thought processes would be to kind of knock my head that, you know, he always said that whatever you do as far as whatever you judge, make sure that you're able to make your decisions based off of not what you are judging before you even look into the situation, but after you see what the situation is.
Right.
Because and also one of the huge things is that you can learn something from every situation. And if you're not doing that, you're cheating yourself in life. So even if you totally disagree with something, you know, you should listen to at least understand, gain some type of knowledge, because in that sense, you can learn how somebody else thinks. None the least, you know? So always go into situations trying to learn something from it. You know, whether good or bad, you know, you can have a fucked up time in life, be going through a down period. But long as you actually observe that situation, sit back, analyze it, you can find some growing points from that you could learn from. And a lot of people are just conditioned to just say, you know, oh, I'm fucking up, and you know, just whatever it is, and never. They always look at things negative. They don't have any positive outlook on anything, and those same negative thoughts can keep you in a negative space. So, what you gotta do, if you want to keep your energy on light, you know, one thing that I try to do more now is, you know, the thing I don't even try to think of negative things because you know, negative thoughts and negative words have a huge impact psychologically in the way that we move and we don't even know.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's one thing I could say, you know, above all this, you know, before we even get into anything is that, you know, like solution based content is what we talk about. Uh, just make sure that whatever you move through in life, whether you learn a lesson, whether you're reading a story, whether you're listening to us, you're observing us to make your judgments on whatever we're doing. That's fine. But at the end of the day, whether you agree, disagree, listen to learn something from it and take that away. And that way, if you feel like something could be done better, you can always come on here, voice your opinion, get in the chat, drop your opinion, or make you a ghost page if you don't want to do that. Make you a burner account. Come in here, drop a chat message. You know what I mean? However the message comes across, I don't care who gives a message, long as it's given. And that's another thing we have to learn to do. Stop negating messages because of who gives the message. Because you're going to miss a lot out in life doing that. Let me tell you that off top. You know what I mean? The truth, it doesn't
That's a
matter
fact.
who the truth comes from. Let me repeat that. It does not matter who the truth comes from. It doesn't. Because the truth is the truth no matter who speaks it. All right? So no matter what, the truth is the truth no matter who speaks it. Whether you hate the person, you don't like the person, You don't listen to the person, whatever it is. If that person speaks truth, you cannot denounce the truth. The truth will always be the truth. It doesn't change.
Well, you
Only
can denounce the truth, but to do so would be to dabble in the arena of cognitive dissonance.
which is what a lot of us like to dabble in daily. So,
That's crazy.
you know, I like to deal with truth. I like to move in truth. I like to move in light. So my outlook on that is totally different than a lot of people. And that's what it is. Like to me, the truth is the only thing that matters. But as Verge knows, I'm one of those guys that always is going to speak how I feel. You're never going to have to ask me how I feel. Or I mean, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you. So it's never going to be a stone unturned when it comes to somebody like me. And whether it's my truth or whatever it is, you know that I'm gonna say it. And what I come to find out, I'll get side conversations where they're like, well, hell, you could have said that differently or in a different way, and I'm like, no matter how I said it, it would have had the same outcome. You know what I mean? People condition that if you tell the truth in a certain way, whether it's however it is, people are going to break down if they don't want to hear that certain truth, no matter how nice you say it, no matter how harsh you say it. You
That's
know,
the fact.
if they want
That's
to find a way to pick it apart or whatever it is, they're going to find the smallest part to pick it apart and harp on that, and that's all they're going to hang on to. That's what people are conditioned to do. Pick the negative parts out and hang on to that instead of the positive points and expand on that.
well,
Um,
let's get to this right here though, and
let's
I'm
do
about to
it.
cam up for this because this is something that we, upon this conversation tonight, we got to get this straight and set in order though. You know what I'm talking about? Hit that like button, y'all. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page. My man Self, what's good with you, cuzzo? We got my man Ralph Bakes in the building, man. It's my cousin Self right there, man. Y'all remember when Self came on the show, man? We was high as hell, tripping, chopping it up about some real shit. Smash that like button. Go back and watch that stream. That was fire. You know what I'm talking about? But before we get into it, you know what I'm saying? We gotta set this tone real quick. You know what I'm talking about? Truth, right? First, let's start right here. Right? Right? Let's start with truth. You know how we do it over here. We got to get into the definitions. You hear me? That's why I tell y'all to study words, man. Learn to teach yourself the definition of words so you use them in their proper context and understand they got different meanings, right? Truth. Y'all see it on the screen? Yeah, y'all see it. Y'all see it, right? The quality or state of being true. That which is true or in accordance with fact or reality. Now, notice it says fact or reality, not fact and reality, right? So, what does that let you know? That facts and reality are not the same thing. Remember what I tell y'all, reality. Means to do over or to copy, right? Ality is the state of existence or being, right? So when we talk about facts or reality, the truth, right? Y'all chew on that for a second. A fact or belief that is accepted as true, right? So when we're talking about the truth, the only thing that matters is the truth, not my truth, not your truth, not L's truth, the truth. Do y'all over, inner, outer, extra strand the difference? Your truth don't mean shit. My truth don't mean shit. The only truth that means anything and actually matters is the truth. Do y'all get what I'm saying right now? So over here at A Real Talk, your truth is okay. Your truth is like your opinion, right? Basically. And the only thing that matters when you speak anything concerning truth is when it is the truth, not a truth or your truth, right? Your truth is very subjective, or should I say objective, right? So as in going to what we're talking about tonight, as far as the black truth, and I'm pretty sure y'all are of the mental capacity to understand when we talk about black truth, right? Is it illegal for us to tell the truth? I dare say yes, it is. And our brother Kanye West is a prime example of that, right? Now, people can sit up here and feel however they want to feel about Kanye, right? Doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. Ain't none of my business, to be honest with you.
We don't care one bit about that. That has nothing to do with this.
Like how you feel about Kanye. We don't care how you feel about Kanye West. How you feel about Kanye West don't goddamn it matter, right? Only thing that matters is the truth. And Kanye West, right? He speaks the truth, not his truth, the truth, right? And if you have the ears to hear, you can discern the truth that Kanye is speaking. Let me remind y'all, no matter how y'all feel about Kanye, he ain't never lied to y'all. Ever. Not once. I wonder if anybody ever stopped and really thought about that, though. But see, y'all wouldn't. A lot of y'all wouldn't know that because y'all are y'all are
choose your words wisely.
Yeah, y'all are abhorrent to the truth. Y'all can't stand when people tell y'all the truth. Y'all actually love the lies, and that's sad.
Truth versus lies. Trust me, they know I always talk about that.
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane, right? Absolutely insane. You know what I mean? And, as far as and the reason why I put the reparations up there, because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, think for some reason that when it comes to reparations, we are bitching about it, or in fact, we don't deserve it, right? Or we're somehow racist and separatist and being divisive when we speak about it. When we sit up here and defend the fact that our predecessors, our forefathers created hip hop, the most influential and powerful genre of music ever known to mankind, right? We created that. Nobody helped us. Nobody contributed to it. We helped. We made it. We created it, right? Just like with our history, how our history has been flipped and chopped and screwed, manipulated. You hear me? Invaded, assimilated, and it's now in the process of being deleted. And we get called divisive and racist and inflammatory and coons sometimes too when we speak out in defense of our history, and our culture. All right. So the question for tonight is the black truth illegal?
You know what? I was talking to Julie earlier, and we was talking about some shit, and I was telling her, you know, the greatest, you know what they always say, the old cliche saying, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was having you believe he didn't exist.
Right.
And if this isn't a play out of that right in front of our faces, you know what I mean? And it's even worse because he's showing you he exists. He's actually showing you.
And the thing about it with me, L, is that people be still here giving Kanye all this stuff as if he's not in a position to know what the hell he's talking about. You understand that he is a multi-billionaire. Don't let anything they telling y'all in the news. Kanye is a billionaire. They try everything they do to destroy his image. Do you think that Kanye West is just talking out of his ass, really? You think he's just making up stuff he's saying? This guy is a multi-billionaire. He literally started from nothing and made himself into everything. Right? He is the epitome of pulling yourself up by the bootstraps, man.
If they, and I would like to challenge that, because if they do feel that way, you have a right to feel however you feel. But how did you feel when Michael Jackson got on that live camera and said Tommy Mottola was a devil because he was fucking with people's contracts? All of a sudden, he's gone. How do you feel? How do you feel when Prince changes his name to the artist because he told everybody to own their masters because we were getting fucked in our deals?
Right.
Not long after, Prince was gone. Now, when we look at the old Dave Chappelle special, I sent that to you, the clip. Maybe we could play that. But Dave Chappelle spoke very eloquently on this. Y'all, some of the same people calling Kanye crazy, funny thing is the same people that was calling Dave Chappelle crazy. When the media told us he was over because he didn't want to sign the Comedy Central contract. They said he was crazy. They said Dave Chappelle was in Africa smoking crack.
Smoking straight crack.
People believe it.
They said my brother was smoking straight crack, man. That's real disrespectful.
And the same people that's talking about Kanye were the same people talking about Dave Chappelle. Whether they want to admit it or not. And I bet none of them will admit it. They will not be accountable. But let's hold that mirror up. Because that's what I like to do. I like to hold that mirror up, as I say. And, if we're going to look at it, they was slandering Dave Chappelle just because he ain't take that
Your
comment.
mic is doing that thing again, man.
I don't even know how to get back. All right. But, so we seen him do this to Dave Chappelle, right? Like, they remember this, right? You remember, Virgil, I know you, damn, was you out when that happened? Was you out when that was going on?
What? You talking about with Dave Chappelle and the Comedy Central stuff?
Yeah, was you out when that happened? Or was you in?
Yeah, man, that stuff happened like way before I got locked up.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, so, if we go back to then, we seen this play out where Dave Chappelle started talking about the shit. So he comes back on the comedy tour, and that's one of the first things he talks about. And his kind of what would you say? His comparison would be like he was a kid, and the joke was he basically was a kid. He lived in New York. He walks up. He was he said he had a bad Spanish chick that he was staying with. He had $60 to his name. And he goes on the street and he sees a guy playing 3-card Molly. And as he's watching the guy play the 3-card Molly, he steps up. He basically seen like a piece of the card he thought was bent up. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to play because I see it's a part of that. And he's seen people winning, people cheering. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to play. Places his $60 down. Cards mixed up. He knows exactly which card he had his eye on the whole time where he thought was bent up. He picks a card. It's the wrong card. So he walks over to the side. Instead of leaving, he was so mad. He sits there. He watches the game. He observes the game. And as he starts watching, he starts seeing the same people keep going up are the same ones that's winning. So now he sees that the people that are winning are also involved in the game. So that's what he ties in to what the industry is. Because then he comes back later and he tells a story about the Comedy Central contract. Says he was about 28 years old, broke, about to have a baby. Comedy Central offers him a contract. He signs a contract because he needs to eat, feed his family, so he does that.
Right.
This is where people start talking shit. He signed the deal. He fucked himself, blah, blah. All right, a lot of y'all signed a lot of bad contracts at your job and probably working for salaries that they paying somebody next to you more. Are we going to judge you for that or talk shit? That's on you. Whatever. Anyways, he goes on to talk about how he goes into the office and you read over the contracts and he has his own lawyers. They have their lawyers. They're all at the table and they all did the deal. And everything's good. He looks at his lawyer. His lawyer says, "Yes, this is a good deal. Sign the contract." And then he says, "What if they were all in it together?
Mm-hmm.
Just what if? What if they were all in this game together, just
And
like
they are.
when he was a kid playing 3-card Molly and everybody that was winning in the game were all together?" He said, "What if there was a small chance that that was true?" So Dave Chappelle broke that down so perfectly. And that's one analogy I always remember because as soon as Kanye started talking about it, it's the first thing that popped in my mind. Dave Chappelle.
Right, right.
That three
Shout
card
out to Mikey Barslow in the building and my brother Mr. O with the info. What it do, Joe?
What up, what up?
You hear me?
So
Now,
yeah.
yeah, we about to play this video, man, real quick that my brother L sent me. You know what I'm talking about?
Let's go.
This is Dave Chappelle tells the real reason why the industry, Jay-Z, Diddy, and Dr. Dre want to kill Kanye West. Let's go. Fair
Wow.
use.
States in the building. Mikey Barzal. Let's go with the info. What up, what up, what up?
To killing him. Do you know why he called himself the artist when he came back? He calls himself the artist because that's what they call us in our contracts. Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who the could possibly know what that means?
The universe, man.
Nobody does. It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what that means. And you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. And that's how I got with Comedy Central. I signed the contract. But I signed the contract the way the 28-year-old expectant father that was broke signs a contract. I was desperate. I needed a way out, and it wasn't good money, and it wasn't good circumstances, but what else am I going to do, I said. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, "Trust us, Dave, it's a good contract." And I looked around the table, and they all seemed to agree it was a good contract. But what if it was like that game of 3-card Monte? What if they were all friends and I didn't know it?
That is exactly what Kanye's talking about, them trying to control
You know
us.
what?
Let me. Money.
Hey, Stacks.
I spent this money in the first place.
You want me to send you the beginning of that joke?
Nah, we good. We already heard you say it. We good.
But yeah, so you hear what he said. You know what I mean?
You listening?
Yeah.
What was I talking about? What was I trying to tell you? Last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, I call Lauren Michaels and I tell him, okay, I'll do it. I'll do Saturday Night Live on election night. And the day I made that phone call, the day I committed to it, it gets announced that Netflix is streaming Chappelle's show. Not just Netflix. HBO Max is streaming it too. I'll tell you another story about HBO. No, hear me out. Did you know, before Chappelle's show was at Comedy Central, I pitched that show to HBO. I told them what I wanted to do. Now, these are executives. All they have to do is say, yeah, we'll take it, or no, thank you, we won't. But they didn't say either of those things. They went too far. They said, literally, what do we need you for? That's what they told me. As they kicked me out of the office. What do we need you for? And here we are, all these years later, and they're streaming the very show that I was pitching to them. So I'm asking them, what do you need me for?
Bitch ass niggas.
have to pay me because I signed the contract. But is that right? I found out that these people were streaming my work and they never had to ask me or they never had to tell me. Perfectly legal because I signed the contract. But is that right? I didn't think so either. That's why I like working for Netflix. I like working for Netflix because when all those bad things happened to me, that company didn't even exist. And when I found out,
hold on, y'all. Now let's think about this. Let's take a walk real quick, right? You hear me? Did y'all hear what Dave just said? Right? Now, this is what we're talking about when we say is the Black Truth Illegal. Hit that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Is the Black Truth illegal? Yes. And we got Dave Chappelle kicking some truth right now. How many did y'all know that about HBO? How many y'all know that Dave Chappelle pitched the show to HBO before he pitched it to anybody? And they had the nerve to sit up there and tell him, what we need you for, nigga. Very disrespectful, man. Now let's think about this for a second. All right. Let's go back a little bit to what Dave said.
that's why I like working for Netflix. I like working for Netflix because when all those bad things happened to me, that company didn't even exist.
Now think about this, y'all. Y'all remember when Netflix first came out? Remember when Netflix was one of those things to where you would get the spam mail about, and then how you click on that as a survey and all that type stuff. When Netflix first started out, they operated something like how Redbox does. Y'all remember that? And Netflix has grown to be the multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar company that it is today. Netflix came out like I want to say 2006, 7.
Yeah, it ain't been that long.
Maybe 2008. Let's just say 2008. Now, peep the time when Netflix came in, right? And other companies like Netflix. Netflix came in at a time, right? Netflix came in at a time when they were switching from analog radio frequencies to digital wireless frequencies. Y'all remember that? That's why these companies like Netflix, Redbox, what's the other one? Dropbox, and what's the other one? It's another one where you go get the movies and you can put them in the machine and all that stuff. That's when we were still operating on analog frequencies and we still were watching DVDs and stuff. But now that everything is digital, Netflix got early in the game. And they was a step ahead of it. They was a kind of a step ahead of the game and everybody else because they already had the digital platform set up. Remember, you could get Netflix through your cable service when it first came out, right? Or you had the option to go through the mail service with them too, or the pickup option, right? See, now Netflix is what it is now. You hear me? Netflix wasn't around when all this was going around. But see, Netflix is the biggest one, or if not arguably the biggest streaming platform there is. You feel me? Now, who runs Netflix? That's a homework assignment for y'all to go do on y'all's own. But Dave Chappelle is dropping some heavy stuff right now, man. Let's get back to it.
And when I found out they were streaming Chappelle's show, I was furious. How could they not know? So you know what I did? I called them and I told them that this makes me feel bad. And you want to know what they did?
You don't care?
They agreed that they would take it off their platform just so I could feel better. That's why I put Netflix. Because they paid me my money. They do what they say they're going to do, and they went above and beyond what you could expect from a businessman. They did something just because they thought that I might think that they were wrong. And I do. I think if you are streaming that show, you're fencing stolen goods. They stole that from me. They just took it. And I'm not up here trying to tell you guys that I believe that Comedy Central gave me a raw deal just because I'm black. I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this fucking industry is a monster.
Talk to him, Dave.
It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about. But they hate the monster for how it fucks. And I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster. When I quit the show, all my friends would say, well, f them, Dave. Why don't you just do Chappelle's show at another network? Yeah. And why doesn't a slave run from one plantation to another plantation? Because the master over there might be nicer.
The industry owns Chappelle's name. Me.
Talk to him, Dave, man. Now listen to all y'all that say that Dave Chappelle is a clone, right? Count up for this, man. All y'all that say that our brother Dave Chappelle is a clone, right? It could be argued. What you thought I was gonna say, y'all stupid or something like that? It could be argued. Who am I to say he is or isn't? I don't know Dave Chappelle personally. Who am I to say that he is or he isn't? This is what I am gonna say though, right? Let's just say he is a clone, allegedly. One thing y'all gotta understand about cloning. Cloning is copying the fallen state. This, right? This doesn't hold memory, right? You understand what I'm saying? But the conscious does. You hear me? So if you transfer consciousness into a clone, right? Eventually, those old memories and that what we're going to call the actual self always will reemerge, even through underneath all the compartmentalization. Because what happens eventually, just like with a computer, when you're hacking into a computer, eventually it's going to crack, right? That's exactly how the human psyche, mind, memory works. So if you can somehow transfer the consciousness into another sentient carbon copy of the original, eventually it's going to hack through the system and become its natural self, Dave Chappelle. You hear what I'm saying? That's the reason why I just broke that down to y'all like that. So let's just say he is a clone, right? Eventually the real Dave Chappelle is going to show up. And when you see performances like this, if he is a clone, which I don't really think so or know or care, right? This is the Dave Chappelle we all used to seeing right here. You know what I'm talking about? And he ain't told not one goddamn lie.
Prophet muscle gonna change the world. Instead of
this prophet muscle dude is funny, man.
We all descendants, righteous kings and not slaves. I created that word king.
My God, man, I was trapped. You know what? Tell you the truth. I've even thought about coming back and doing another Chappelle show. Well, but if I do, I can't call it Chappelle Show because my name and likeness is being used by them in perpetuity throughout the universe. It's in the contract.
Do y'all understand? Hold on, let me count up again. Y'all understand that we wasn't designed to be under no jurisdiction, no goddamn contracts. Your image and likeness can be used in perpetuity throughout the universe. I'm gonna repeat that statement. Your image and likeness can be used in perpetuity throughout the universe. right? Uni is short for unite, verse, scripture or words. So universe is the uniting of the word or the scriptures.
So what the hell does perpetuity mean?
Let's look it up, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's look it up.
Because I hear a lot of artists talk about that too. When he mentioned that in that comedy special, it wasn't the first time I heard that being mentioned.
No, not at all. Perpetuity, a bond or other security with no fixed maturity date. And as in reference to law, a restriction making an estate inalienable perpetually or for a period beyond certain limits fixed by law. The state or quality of lasting forever. Perpetuous. Continuing throughout. So perpetuity basically means forever. Y'all better start reading them goddamn contracts, man. You hear me?
Even if you hire a lawyer, as Dave Chappelle has just showed you, you have to be aware of who your lawyer is too.
Your lawyers they're not there to serve you. The lawyer is an officer of the court. Their first and only obligation is to the court.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever think anything different. I don't give a damn about no client lawyer privilege bullshit fucking so-called oath. I don't care. That shit don't mean nothing. If they are compelled to tell anything that you got to do that's a criminal situation, it's their duty to tell the court. They ain't got no fucking obligation towards you. Their obligation is to the courts. Why do you think they have to pass the bar?
Yeah. I even had a lawyer actually lie on me to where the lawyer
they're professional liars, man.
Yeah, to where the lawyer that was prosecuting me, listen to me, the lawyer that was trying to basically jam me up.
Your microphone, you gotta get your microphone right.
Yeah, let me make sure I say this very, very clear here. Because I've actually been in this situation, so I could talk from real situation. I was going through a case, and me and my lawyer got into an argument, and I guess he goes in some rant or some shit in front of the lawyer. So the lawyer comes to me and calls me, and this is the lawyer, the prosecutor, like, yo, I know I'm prosecuting you, and I know the case, and this, I've never had this happen before. I ain't been in many court cases like this either, but basically just comes to me and tells me that my lawyer was talking shit about me.
Right.
And that I may need to get another lawyer to finish the case out.
Yeah, man. They're all the same at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, the lawyer I did get was way better, I ain't gonna lie.
He was a better liar.
I was trying to use a black lawyer for the first time, and the black lawyer burnt me. So I went back to the Jewish lawyers that I was used to. I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Yeah, when I had cases before, I used a Jewish lawyer. The only other case I had to use one for, and then I used one for this one, a black lawyer, and he did me dirty. So I had to I paid him damn near half of the money already for something that never even came about, and then I had to pay another lawyer. So I had to pay double basically.
Right. That's how that should be happening sometime, man.
And have my name slandered in the courts by my own lawyer, which makes me look bad. And he was lying his ass off. He just was a fucking drunk, come to find out. Because after that, I started doing research on him. And come to find out, he had been arrested himself for being drunk down there drinking with them cats at Victories right down the street from the courthouse. The pizza. So,
Victories.
And that's my fault because I should have did that search before I hired him.
Got to do your due diligence for these so-called lawyers, man, before you retain them or hire them, man.
Yeah, so
a lot of them involved in a lot of fuckery, man.
Yeah, if I'd have known that, I definitely wouldn't have used him. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's a lot of shit. And like you said, Stack, like when we look at this and what Dave is telling us,
Right. We about to get back to it.
yeah. Matter of fact, let's get back to it. We'll break it down.
Yeah, we about to get back to it. My man, Mr. Uncle Diggity said anywhere in the galaxy,
Yeah, that was a
forever and ever.
key
All right,
statement. Even if you switch planets, they own you.
they own you if you switch planets, even if you switch a different universe. Well, hold on, they didn't say multiverse; they said universe. So anywhere within this universe, they own that ass. Well, you gonna have to go to another universe, man, another reality, man. You got to go to a whole nother reality, a whole nother dimension, man, to be able to make your music again and make some money off of it, man.
That's crazy.
Oh man, that's funny as hell, man. Let's go, man.
You're not supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that nobody else in this business has the balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am public.
You don't understand what you are seeing. Kanye West said what he said about George Floyd. You do not know what you are seeing. Just like what the homeboy up there that got shot, what's his name? Amon Armory.
Now, also before you speak to somebody else, let's keep it there because I want to make sure as we if we're going to even judge people off of certain shit, we have to make sure we judge them off of exactly what it is and not what the media, not what social media is telling you they said.
Exactly.
Because I've listened to that clip, I watched it before it was taken down. Nowhere in that interview did Kanye say anything about exactly how he died or what he died from.
Right.
He never ever said that. So if anybody is repeating this and saying that Kanye said George Floyd died from fentanyl, you
Right.
are repeating a lie because he never said that.
The words literally never left his mouth.
Never did it. And he didn't even say anything really about it. It kind of was a broken sentence.
Right.
He low-key just stopped. He just said something. He said the cop, to him, he said it didn't look like the knee was on his neck, which, whatever. I felt it was. He
It
didn't see
could be
it.
argued. Let's just say that. It could be
Could be
argued.
all- But what he didn't say, that everybody is saying that he said, all he said was he had fentanyl in his system, and then he
Right.
went to a whole different topic right after that. He didn't even say anything after that. He stopped midway after that and went to a whole different topic. And I keep seeing people saying he said that he died from fentanyl. And I'm like, no, he didn't. He
Well, let's look
never
it up.
said,
Let's look it up.
never said that. You know? So, before you go off of what social media is telling you, and the outrage, because that is how they were able to get black people to kind of divide from him more. But he never said that. Not once. And if we even want to take it one step farther, they filed a lawsuit saying he was defaming the character of George Floyd. One thing I know for sure is that you can't defame anybody that's dead. So that lawsuit was just a publicity stunt for y'all. You know?
Right.
And that was another thing they threw up there.
Your Mike doing that staticky thing again, man.
Man, they hating my truth right now, man, because they hear me talking this truth shit. So
Inspector Gadget in the building. What's good, boy? Where you been, boy?
yeah, so you can't defame anybody that's passed away because they're not living. So you're not defaming their character because their character doesn't exist anymore, technically. And you can look this up if you just.
Let me read what Inspector Gadget said, because
Okay.
this is some facts right here. 13th Amendment. Your name in all caps. Why do y'all think I write in all caps, man? Please understand it's a method to my madness. Y'all, let me come up for this because people ask me this all the time. It's a method to my madness. There's a reason why I write in all caps. I wonder if anybody has ever thought to ask me why, instead of assuming that I'm yelling because you've been told, just like L said, that when you see script written in all caps, it's somebody yelling. Who told you that? And why did you believe it? Why do you believe it? Right? I would say yes. Hold on, corporate owned since birth. Actually, corporate aren't. Now you're being owned since conception, right? With your social security number. I would say yes, the Black truth is codified and illegal. So who exactly is black in all capital letters? Terminology to dig into. Yes, remember I tell y'all go look up the word black in Black's Law Dictionary and then go look up the term person, which pretty much means the same thing it means. Or it means in the regular dictionary. Oh, but it's a twist to it. You hear me? One of these days, we're going to get into uniform commercial code and corporate personhood. You hear me? But we about to listen to Kanye real quick, though, right? After we finish listening to Dave. It's only about a minute or so left. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna finish listening to what Dave got to say.
Flogging a network. And I know that this network, they watching me and they saying, why are you doing this so publicly? Doesn't feel good to be flogged publicly. Oh, believe me, I know exactly how that feels. When I quit my show, they said I was crazy. What was crazy about it? I just didn't want to do it anymore. They said I smoked crack. It's impossible. I was a devout Muslim. I didn't smoke or drink. But I do now because you ruined my life.
Dave is telling jokes, but he's dead ass serious. I wish I can see his face.
And I'm honored to give it to him. They're going to pay me for this show. I called my agent. I said, is there anything I can do about this show? And he said, no. Well, you do that. If you want something done right, I guess you got to do it yourself. So I'm not going to the agents. I'm coming to my real boss. I'm coming to you. I'm begging you. If you ever liked me, if you ever think there was anything worthwhile about me, I'm begging you. Please don't watch that show. I'm not asking you to boycott any network. Boycott me. Boycott Chappelle's show. Do not watch it unless they pay me.
Flat out.
Right after, too. They paid that nigga like 2 days later. I remember that.
If you're a shareholder at Viacom, then I'm talking to you. Because all that they do to us, well, they do everything for their shareholders. That's what they told me. So if you're a shareholder in that company, tell them it's wrong. And if you don't believe that it's wrong, then you too.
Nigga.
Fuck you too, nigga.
You know what's in the hot dogs you eat. Now, there's probably a bunch of people at Comedy Central and Viacom and all these places that have no idea what I'm talking about. They've all either quit or been fired or got Me Too or something. It's gone. And there's a whole bunch of new young people there, and they're probably looking like, what is he talking about? They may not actually know what the happened to me. So I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Go downstairs to your accounting department, open the books, see what that show made, and look at what you paid me. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to pay me. I am inviting you to come with me and work with me And let's fight against that terrible, terrible feeling that you made me feel together. We can fight together and work this thing with Chappelle Show out. Or I can just take it. Thank you.
Oh shit, man. That's the fuck I'm talking about, man.
That's one of my favorite comedy specials, man.
Now hold on, Inspector Gadget. It said universe, not universes. And it didn't mention anything about other realities or realms or dimensions or galaxies. Well, galaxies are within the universe. So think about that. There's more than one universe, right? No, not like infinity, just in this universe, right? Y'all know there's more than one universe, right? They just made a movie called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. You hear me, El?
Yeah.
They just made a movie called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which was a very good movie, might I add. So, in perpetuity throughout the universe, or this universe, which is pretty big, if I do say so myself. Oh, but you're going to have to go to another reality, another realm, another dimension in order for Dave Chappelle to make some money off of the Chappelle Show. Now, mind y'all, the Chappelle Show might not be the same in another reality as it is in this reality. See, now the conversation is going somewhere different. We're going to bring it back on track, though. That's why I like Inspector Gadget, though, because he always, you know what I'm talking about? No, nothing like infinite. It doesn't say that in the contract. It don't say nothing about a multiverse, another dimension, another realm, or reality, right? It said universe. Contracts are very specific, especially in this reality. You hear me? That's why it's the law of contracts.
I posted that clip to that full comedy special. If anybody want to check it out, I just posted that in the comments.
My man, Inspector Gadget, man.
You know, I advise you go check that Chappelle clip out, man.
Yeah.
Special. He been talking a lot of real shit since he got back. He incorporates the truth around his jokes more than ever, and he had a good monologue on SNL that was super dope too. So
yeah, we're about to listen to Kanye talk about old George Floyd, man.
Yeah,
I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things
fair
that
use.
his roommate said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, that fucked me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who do you think he reminded me of?
Virgil.
He reminded me of Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna cry in front of y'all because that's how they get me, right? But I know that we lost him. And I know that this white company, Louis Vuitton, is now making statues of him, like as a martyr.
Verge, where did you hear him say?
And we don't know why.
Huh?
I mean, I would like anybody in the comments, if you can, please tell me where you heard him say how George Floyd died.
Your mic is doing that stuff again too, bro. Yeah, he never said that anything about George Floyd taking drugs or doing anything.
Well, he he said they hit him with the Fetty.
Yeah, he didn't say that it killed him though. He didn't say that he died from it though. That's what he did not say.
He didn't say how he died, period.
At all. He didn't even say nothing about how he died.
But that's what everybody is saying.
He said they hit him with the fentanyl. Right.
Which was all, like he said, that was all in the documentary, but honestly, we knew that from the court case.
Right.
Everything he's saying is the same shit we knew from the court case. The girl, George Floyd's girl was the one white girl. She was a big white girl, and she was like, yeah, he called me mama. Like, I was right there. He was calling out to me. But the media said he was calling for his mom when he died. But like he about to say, of course you, as the media, you want to upplay it. But everything they said is like, I was listening to the trial. I seen when she got on stage. Everything Kanye said was what they said in the court trial. He actually is reading from the court documents. They say that, just because he's talking about the Candace Owens documentary, and people don't like Candace Owens, so that's already a trigger for a lot of people. And but at the end of the day, everything he said was already confirmed by what we know from what we watched in the court trial, court documents, if you looked at any of them. And it was testimonies that we seen on stand. Like, he's actually telling you what we already knew from on stand, because that was why some people thought the cop was going to get off. Because it was kind of up, like that fentanyl shit was something that was really in the air. Like, that was the only way that the cop would have got off, is that. So, it is what it is. But like I said, like, what you just played was all of what? How long is that clip so far?
1 minute and 11 seconds.
That was the 1 minute and 11 seconds, and that whole interview was 3.5 hours, and this is the only thing I keep fucking hearing about. But yeah, people stay clipped up.
Clipped up. That's crazy, man.
Now,
let's watch this one right here. There are a lot of
dynamics at play. This is to silence someone with a platform. You have a big enough platform, they will try and silence you. So Kanye,
fair use.
Yay. Okay. He's being sued for $250 million. Okay. He's also been issued a cease and desist letter. Now, here's why. From the family of George Floyd. This is why he is being sued. And this is important. It does affect you. It's easy to say, oh, this person's a celebrity. It's easy to say, oh, he put out some anti-Semitic tweets, or, oh, he's bipolar. Whatever issue it is that you have with Kanye West. But when you understand why he's actually being hit with this fine, why he actually might face legal ramifications, and what actually happened with Alex Jones, I recommend you go and watch our episode with him. It is having right now the effect that they wanted it to have, and we'll show you their exact words. But these are the statements that got Yeezy in hot water.
Watch the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was,
why is he yelling?
They want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. Hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. The Free George Floyd zone that they made, the murder rate is up 50% since George Floyd. It's mayhem. It's Mad Max.
Okay. So the suit claims that his comments are detrimental, quote, to George Floyd's daughter and as the sole beneficiary of his estate. That's why they're claiming these damages. This is after, again, all references available at loudofcredit.com. Kanye paid $2 million towards George Floyd's family for his daughter's tuition.
That's crazy.
So again, this does matter. You may not like what he said. You may not like how he said it, but this tells you where the guy's spirit is. Even though he disagrees with the media narrative, $2 million to the daughter at that point because his heart went out to her. When do we get to the point where we start judging people based on their actions more than their words? We can't, because we have to judge them on skin color. We have to judge them on gender. We have to judge them on political affiliation. We have to judge them based on not only their own gender, but where they line up on the other countless /52 it just changed to 74 genders. $2 million to the family. And by the way, everything that he just said is accurate.
Yeah, but everybody's going to try and silence him and not. We didn't even know. You and I.
These is white guys too, y'all.
Any money to the family?
I'd forgotten.
And
yeah.
So it was money towards the family and towards her education. If she spends $2 million on a college education, I'm not exactly sure where she's going, right? But no, he's supporting people when they're in need, and then they're turning around and suing him for $250 million. I don't understand where the damages come from. I don't know.
Well, okay, so they're saying, and they're trying to be very opaque about it. They're trying to say that it's causing damages because this was settled in court. He wasn't killed by the drugs. It was Chauvin, and it's settled. And something interesting is that if Kanye goes into the paint here, guess what? That might actually force an acquittal for Chauvin if he now goes through a lawsuit and can prove that, no, wait a second, there were other reasons that contributed to his death. There are a lot of dynamics at play. This is to silence someone with a platform. You have a big enough platform, they will try and silence you. It's not about the kind of platform that you have right now. It's, do you, A, either want to be able to have a platform, any platform, and B, do you understand that it's necessary for people on your side to have platforms? Now, let's go through George Floyd's autopsy report at the time of death. And we've done this a lot.
Let's go
through this topic ad nauseum as it was taking place, but okay. There were no life-threatening injuries that were identified, okay? There was no physical trauma to the neck. He had COVID. He had hypertensive heart disease. He had arteriosclerosis. I can never say it. You know, the heart
arteriosclerotic heart disease.
Yeah, arteriosclerosis. I can never say it. Can you say it? Don't make me look. Can you say it?
Arteriosclerotic.
No, that's not what it is. That's arteriosclerotic heart disease. I'm trying to say the word that people know in their head, but I can't say.
We all know I can't.
Arthritic. Atherosclerotic.
Can you say
arteriosclerotic?
No, that's not what it is. I mean, that's arteriosclerotic heart disease. I'm trying to say the word that people know in their head, but I can't say. Arteriosclerotic platforms. Now, let's go through George Floyd's autopsy report at the time of death. And we've done this a lot. We went through this topic ad nauseum as it was taking place, but okay. There were no life-threatening injuries that were identified, okay?
Do y'all see this? Can y'all see this? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see this. This is a copy of the actual report, right? Let's read it. Right? No life-threatening injuries identified. No injuries of anterior muscles of neck or laryngeal structures. Viral testing, Minnesota Department of Health, post-mortem nasal swab collected 5/26/2020, positive for 2019. Oh my God. You hear me? Hypertensive heart disease, anteriosclerotic heart disease, multifocal severe, methamphetamine, 19 milligrams or milliliters or nanograms, right? Fentanyl, 11 nanograms, or fentanyl, 5.6 nanograms. Cardiopulmonary arrest complicating law enforcement, subdural restraint, and neck compression. Deceased, George Floyd, also known as Floyd Perry.
Now, one thing I definitely don't agree with, because just how the whole situation played out, it should have never got to that point. Like, let's just be clear. The cops was on some bitch ass shit. Like, because he was in a car. It wasn't like they just took him off the corner and this happened right then and there. Like, he was in, like, the cop car for, like, an hour. Like, outside the store. He was chilling outside the store where everything happened with the reason why the lady called the cops. You know what I mean? He was in the car and, you know, called his girl, mama, the white chick, she came through, and they all was out there. Like, this was going on for a long time. So to how it escalated, you know, even with the escalation, it shouldn't have got to that point. Like, let's be clear with this.
So let's think about what Dave Chappelle said, though, right?
Yeah.
Interesting that you say that. Let's think about what Dave Chappelle said when he said, "What if they're all in on it?"
Another thing.
We're about to take a slight trip down down the rabbit hole real quick, y'all. Right?
Well, I know him and the cop knew each other too.
Yeah, they worked with each
Like
other
I said,
after.
I don't really want to dive too much down.
Now we ain't gonna do all that. That's another topic for another day. But yeah, they worked with each other at the bar, the Telenueva or whatever it was called, bar or whatever it was called. Right?
Yeah.
They worked there together, so they knew each other. They were very familiar and friendly with each other. That's a whole other topic for another day. Like Elsa, we ain't about to sit here and go into that. But we're gonna go down the little rabbit hole that I was about to take us though, real quick though, right? Concerning this situation, you hear me? With George Floyd and this report right here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd rather get into the Jew.
Yeah, we about to get into that. We definitely about to get into that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this thing with George Floyd, y'all, right? I'm gonna just say this. You hear me? And we're gonna get on to the other topic though, because I don't want to sit here and go on no diatribe about no goddamn George Floyd, that bullshit ass whole situation right there, man. You hear me? Rest in the essence to him if in fact he's actually dead. You hear me? How about that? You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, all day resting to the essence.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gone, if he's dead, rest in the essence to him for sure.
Because it should have never happened.
Yeah, that's if it happened. That's if it happened. Yeah. Let me tell y'all what I'm saying.
I mean, right? That's my whole thing. It should have never even.
Like I said, if it actually happened, if it happened at all, think about what Dave Chappelle said. What if they all are involved? Right? Yeah. He worked with Derek Chauvin at the Telenueva Bar and Grill or whatever it was, owned by this chick who we can get into on another topic. I'll do that for y'all some other time. You hear me? Oh, it's a lot to go to that. Right? But you know what I'm saying? What if everyone was involved? Y'all know there's reports that those officers who they showed us pictures of weren't actually the officers on the scene that day. Right? Why was George Floyd buried in a casket built for a man who was 6'6", but the casket was he was actually buried in? I mean, he's a 6'6" man, but why was the casket for a 6'1" guy? All right. I'm telling y'all right now that with the media, have y'all ever seen the movie with John Travolta and Halle Berry in it and Hugh Jackman called what's it called, L? Damn, it just slipped my mind.
Which one? I know what you're talking about.
I said John Travolta, Halle Berry, Swordfish.
Yeah, right? Swordfish. That's that joint too.
Right? Have you ever seen the movie Swordfish? Right? If y'all have, take a walk with me. I'm telling y'all right now, as a guy who just went to media school for 2 years and some change, right? You hear me? I'm telling y'all the level of technology that I have been exposed to regarding deep fake technology, biometric facial scanning technology, cameras that can capture you in likenesses that you would not even imagine possible. You hear me? They have technology that could convince you that you're seeing something you're not actually seeing. Have y'all ever seen the movie Wag the Dog? Or how about the Truman Show?
Yeah, Truman Show.
So what I'm telling y'all is your reality or your perception of reality can be manipulated and altered based off of what? Your epigenetically passed down childhood/human trauma, which has now been weaponized against us in so many different ways, to the point to where you could possibly have been tricked into thinking what you thought you saw is with Derek Chauvin, or who you told was Derek Chauvin, with his knee allegedly on this guy's neck, when in fact he did not die from asphyxiation. That's the actual fact. I don't care what you believe or what you think. The actual facts is that he did not die from asphyxiation. So that means there couldn't have been a knee on his neck, or if it was, it wasn't enough to kill him. So what I'm saying to y'all, right, is question everything like I always say. It could be argued. Now, how many of y'all is willing to go on a journey to see where this information goes to. Not most people are willing to. Because for what? Yeah. Be the first one wearing a George Floyd t-shirt like that man is even, like you even know for a fact that that man is dead. How do you know he's dead? I'm going to tell you how you know. 2 reasons. Because you've been told to believe and you've accepted it, so now you believe it. You don't know it, though. Did you go to the funeral? Something to think about, y'all, when we talk about these so-called famous people or these so-called, what I call mind fucking psyops that they hit us with on a constant basis. I'm talking about like a barrage. It's like, that. You hear me? It's like a volley. That. It's like a motherfucker waving the K. You hear me?
Right.
How we getting hit with these psyops? Y'all ain't ready to walk down them type of paths, though, man. I know a lot of y'all is, but most of y'all ain't, man. I'm one of these days, I'm going to do a teaching on George Floyd, right? Actual facts. You hear me? Now, we're going to get into this whole anti-Semitism thing, right? You hear me? So we got to go to the basis of the situation and the structure. You feel me? And I don't mind doing this. I will do this over and over and over again. You hear me? Right? I don't mind. Right? See, when you look up the word anti-Semitism, right? Yeah, man, you should be, Lance Parker, because you don't know. You just don't know. And oddly enough, Lance Parker, not too long after that, his homeboy, Jean-Luc Brunel, pretty much does the same thing in the same fashion. So how you explain that? Let me tell y'all something real quick before I get to what I'm getting to. When I was in the joint in CRC, y'all remember Ariel Castro? You remember Ariel Castro?
Is he from
Wow.
Cuba?
I think he is of Cuban descent, but Ariel Castro was the dude up there in Cleveland that had them girls in the basements, allegedly.
Oh no, yeah. Nah, yeah, I
Right?
remember now.
Right. I was in CRC. I was in CRC as a cadre when he came to the joint, right?
Okay. I was thinking of somebody totally different.
Right. Y'all remember what I'm talking about up here in my state in Cleveland a couple few years ago when the boy Ariel Castro had allegedly had Amanda Berry and the other girl in her basement, allegedly chained up and stuff, and they just literally lived right down the street. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it
Right?
was 3 of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 3 of them.
Yeah. They made a movie about it and everything.
Yeah, they made a movie about it and everything. It's terrible, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, I was a cadre at CRC when they brought him through, right? And not only that, I've been to the Ho in CRC. I also used to work in the Ho, specifically the PC Ho, right? Now, let me tell you, there's no way possible that you could hang yourself in there. It's not possible. For one, they don't give you anything to hang yourself with. So let's just get that straight right there. Right? So how did Ariel Castro come up hanging in his cell while on PC, and not only PC, but PC in the Ho in SEG? Not just the regular PC on the camp on the yard. He was in the PC in SEG. In California, what they call SHU. Single housing unit. Level 4 type shit, man. Don't ever want to experience no shit like that. You hear me? Yeah, you know they try to spin stuff though, but I just want to throw that in there as in reference to, you know what I'm saying, how Epstein and Jean-Luc Brunel allegedly hung themselves while under the same situation as Ariel Castro was in Ohio State Penitentiary System. These guys were in the county jail, right? So think about that, y'all. You can be made to think you're seeing something you're actually not seeing. I'm telling you, Mr. O just graduated from the Illinois Media School.
Congrats.
You hear me?
Congrats. Yeah.
Congratulations to my brother, Mr. O, my Joe from Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? He may possibly have been accessed or have access to the same information that I'm talking about. I want y'all to understand that they have technology that can put my face onto L's face on this computer screen or TV, and it will look like y'all talking to me, but it's really him. It's called deep fake technology, or facial digital holographic facial transplanting transferring. You hear me? You already know, Mr. O. We celebrate our real ones over here, man. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Why we got the chance to, especially when they do some of the deserving own. Hit that like button, y'all. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page, man. Share on your social engineering. We going in. Is the Black Truth illegal? Yes. I'm going to say yes, it is. You hear me? Now, anti-Semitism, y'all. Right? Anti-Semitism has a very broad definition, right? And this is why the IHRA convoluted and mixed it up, because now that the truth of who the real Jews are, the real Hebrews are, they can't use the false misnomer anymore in reference to who they are or as discrimination towards them. And who's the them I'm talking about? Those who say they are Jews but are really of the synagogue of Satan, right? Let me pull this up on the screen for y'all real quick, man. Do y'all see that? Anti-Semitism, hostility to or prejudice against Jewish people. It's a pretty straightforward definition, right? Would y'all agree with that, L?
Yeah.
Would you agree that's a pretty broad, straightforward definition, right? Huh?
Yeah, it's definitely broad.
I mean, it's very broad, but I mean it's broad, but it's to the T, as in it's referring specifically Jewish people, right? So this is a specific definition or specific word specifically geared towards Jewish people. Keep this in mind, y'all. I'm gonna break this down for y'all, right? Keep this definition in mind, right? Hostility to or prejudice against Jewish people. So naturally, I'm about to teach y'all how to go about doing word association and connecting the dots and breaking down the meanings of words so you can get to the actual meaning of what, when they're compounded together, what they actually mean, right? So when you see the word anti-Semitic, what is your first thought, or what should your first thought, or you train your first thought to be? What does it mean to be Semitic, right? If you're anti-Semitic, then that means you're anti-Semitic. So what does Semitic mean, right? Let's look up Semitic. You hear me? Right, let's go, y'all. Hit that like button, man. You ain't getting this type of teaching nowhere. They ain't teach you this in school. You hear me?
Shit. Is there a definition for anti-black?
Yes, it actually is, right? Yeah. Semitic. This is what Semitic means, y'all. Relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family, right? Relating to the peoples who speak Semitic languages, especially Hebrew and Arabic. Now, I want y'all to pay attention in this definition how they put Hebrew first in both of these before Arabic, right? Walk with me now, y'all. Walk with me, right? Gotta lay foundation, y'all. You hear me? Notice how they put Hebrew before Arabic. I want y'all to know in word association, that would lead you to think that there's more Hebrews than there are Arabs. Right? Or at the very least, that they're significant as in reference to Arabic. Au contraire, mon frere. Right? Let's go. You hear me? Now, and this is what I'm telling y'all, do y'all's due diligence and use your critical thinking, man. Don't let the unintelligent artificial intelligence outthink you. Use it to your advantage versus taking advantage of you towards your disadvantage. You hear me? So naturally, you ask yourself, are we being led to believe that the Hebrew language is bigger, or the Hebrew section of the Semitic language groups bigger than Arabic? Let's see. What is the largest Semitic language? It's Arabic. Oddly and strangely enough, right? Oddly and strangely enough, the largest Semitic language group, which isn't an ethnicity, a culture, or a DNA, or a race, it is merely a group of people who speak the same language, right? Arabic is by far and large spoken. Arabic is mostly, okay, let me read this right, y'all. Arabic is by far the most widely spoken of the Semitic languages, with around 300 million native speakers spread across the vast majority of North Africa and throughout the Arabian Peninsula. Are y'all walking with me? So we're going to talk about anti-Semitic. Of course, naturally, we would have to be talking about anti-Arab, seeing as how they are the overwhelmingly mass majority population of Semitic language speaking groups. Now let's walk down here a little bit too. Notice how, and this is the mind fuckery right here. Although Hebrew, not Jewish, Hebrew, every Hebrew is a Jew, but not every Jew is a Hebrew. Shout out to my man Larry Gators, man. You hear me? Every Hebrew is a Jew, but not every Jew is a Hebrew. Right? The largest Semitic language group is Arabic. Jewish isn't a language. It is a thought or belief system. Hebrew is the language. Did y'all know that all people who claim allegiance to the Jewish faith don't speak Hebrew, let alone Yiddish? Right? So if we're going to talk about anti-Semitic, we're talking about anti-Arab. Now, this is where the mindfuckery comes in, because the Jewish people, supposedly who speak Hebrew, right, they are a Semitic language group, but they're not the largest one. Nowhere near it. Right? So if we're going to talk about anti-Semitic, we have to be talking about anti-Arab, because we're definitely not talking about all Semitic language groups. Right? Because majority of the people who were in those camps during World War II spoke Hebrew. Just like my man Lance Parker said, they were the Ashkenazis. Right? Do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all right now, man? So when we're thinking about the word anti-Semitic, that has to mean anti-Arab. It has to mean anti-Arab. It can't be anti-Hebrew. Mind you, the fake Jews, and I'm not, man, we ain't never going to shy away over here at Air Talk. We're going to say what it is. Fake Jews, right? they don't even have the right to call themselves Jewish. Most of them don't even speak Hebrew. Right? So we could never be how could what Kanye's saying be anti-Semitic? He's not talking about Arabic people. Arabic people don't run none of the industries that Kanye spoke on. Right? Yeah, if they keep doing that, then that's what it is, Inspector Gadget. You already know what it is. See, and Sergey, and I'm gonna call them by their names, man. Sergey Brin, Larry Page, Susan Wojcicki. These are the people that run Google, YouTube, Alphabet. Right? They don't want us saying the truth about them, but we have to, because it's so easy to do. Now, remember the other night when I showed y'all the IHRA's, right, definition of anti-Semitism, right? Remember when I showed y'all this the other day? So easy to break these people apart, man, and it's my pleasure to do it. You hear me? My pleasure, man. Now let's recap real quick, y'all, right? Let's recap real quick. You feel me? Hold on, let me get my bearings, right? Where the definition of it at? It's over here somewhere. Anti-Semitism, right? Y'all remember what it said? The first one? Let me pull it up for y'all. Let's read it now. Right? Hostility to or prejudice against Jewish people. Right? Now let's look at the IHRA's definition of anti-Semitism, or what it means to be anti-Semitic. Right? The IHRA is the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, which is funded and subsidized by B'nai B'rith and the ADL right here in America, the Anti-Defamation League, which is coming for Kanye. I better find out who these organizations is. This is how they define anti-Semitism: calling for, aiding, or justifying the killing or harming of Jews in the name of a radical ideology or an extremist view of religion. Right? Making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as, especially but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institution, which they do, but they are not Jews. They are Khazarian demons, right? Perping like they Jews. That's why they call themselves Jewish. Something like a Jew, but not really a Jew. They don't even speak Hebrew. What it do? Hit that like button, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Accusing Jews as a people of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or group, or even for acts committed by non-Jews. That is the craziest part of this definition to me. I'm going to read that again. You could be considered anti-Semitic according to the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance if you accuse Jews as a people of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or single Jewish group, or even for acts committed by people who ain't even Jewish. Did y'all catch that?
Hey, one thing I caught that stands out to me is that they said responsible for real or imagine. So it don't even matter. Like, they telling you, even if it's real,
right,
that shit don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's kind of, I mean, hey, my thing is this. I'm a even across the board guy. If you gonna have it rolled up like this,
Your mic is doing that staticky thing, man.
oh gosh, man, why they keep hating on?
That's hella annoying.
Yeah, they keep hating on King. You hear me better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Whatever you do to fix that, you need to like see if you can how you can make that permanent or something.
Bro, I don't know what the fuck that is, man. That's the shit. But yeah, like I said, I'm even across the board. At the end of the day, if you're gonna ride it up like this, it should be across the board. This shouldn't be deemed in one group. I mean, if you're gonna have it like this, you shouldn't be able to talk about nobody then like that. Like as anybody.
Right. In a perfect world, right?
Right. Like I don't see why this is sectioned off and people are cool with this being sectioned off like this because it should be like this across the board for everybody.
Right, naturally, and like I said, in the perfect world. But I'm gonna read this again, y'all, because I don't think y'all are catching what I'm saying right now. You hear me, or what they're saying with this sub definition of this word we call anti-Semitic or anti-Semitism, right? Accusing Jews as a people of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or group, or even for acts committed by non-Jews, right? So think about that. Think about when I say that these ain't even the real Jews, so they even convoluted the definition to include them. Are y'all catching that? Did y'all catch that? Am I talking a little bit too fast? Because you know I talk too fast, so you might have to listen a little faster, man.
Right.
You hear me? Did y'all catch that? Man. They even got a clause in here that protects them because they know they're not the Jews. They know they're not Jews. They know they're not Hebrews. They know this. Everybody knows it except for us here in America or even in the Western Hemisphere. I'm going to just go ahead and say that. Right? Let's continue reading. Right? What you say, Uncle Diggity? Do they have the punishment written down somewhere for said crimes? Oh, you can bet they do. I haven't seen it, but I would imagine they do. Right? Denying the fact, scope, mechanisms, e.g. gas chambers, or intentionality of the genocide of the Jewish people at the hands of the National Socialist Germany and its supporters and accomplices during World War II. Right? Basically, it's saying it's denying that the Holocaust happened. Right? When we all know it did or did it. Right? Accusing the Jews as a people or Israel as a state of inventing or exaggerating the Holocaust. I want y'all to know it's the difference between the state of Israel and the country of Israel. I'm going to come up and repeat that.
Right. Definitely got to repeat that.
It's the difference between the state of Israel and the country of Israel. Maybe one of these days we'll get into the difference between the two, but let's keep reading. Let's keep going, right? Basically, what that statement right there is saying that we can't say that the state of Israel or the government of Israel, not the country of Israel, but the government of Israel, you're considered anti-Semitic if you say that they exaggerate the Holocaust, or if they say that they invented it or exaggerated it, which we all know that the Holocaust happened. But like I said, I could be considered anti-Semitic for saying that it didn't happen in the way that they telling us through history. That would be me exaggerating the Holocaust, or say that they are exaggerating the Holocaust, which would make me anti-Semitic. I'll tell them, fuck you. How about that? Right? Accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel, which they are. Why wouldn't they? Or to the alleged priorities of Jews worldwide, why wouldn't they? Than to the interests of their own nations. Now, let me repeat that again, though, y'all. Accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel, or to the, that's the state of Israel, not the country of Israel, or the alleged priorities of Jews worldwide, right? Mind you, the people who claim to be Jews or Jewish only make up less than 3% of the total global population. Do y'all understand that?
Closer to 2%, but yeah.
I said less than 3.
Yep.
Right?
Who's counting?
Yeah, let's say it ain't a lot of these people. How about that? But they are overly represented in every area of industry, finance, entertainment, as far as the top crust, upper echelon owning and controlling.
But
Right?
what's crazy is I don't like, even though they have that in there, I don't see what the issue is. Like, most people are kind of loyal to the country that they're from, or
Who isn't?
yeah, that's kind of like
But
why
listen
would
to
you
the
even have
listen to
that
the
one in
mind
there?
fuckery in the statement though. That's why you got listen to the mind fuckery though, right?
Yeah, I'm listening to the mind
You hear
fuckery.
me?
I definitely get the mind fuckery. I'm just trying to say,
Right.
like, on the other end, like, that is kind of like what everybody should do. I don't know. I just feel
So
like
this is what so listen, I'm gonna read this again.
it's kind of like a protective statement, just kind of like
It
a
is.
blanket
That's
statement.
what this whole fucking thing
Like
is,
that's
man.
that's what the whole thing is. It's just
Yeah.
trying to
Now,
protect.
now let me read this right here though. I'm gonna say this
Yeah.
again. I'm gonna say it very slow. Accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel. That is the state of Israel. Now, mind y'all, right? All of these politicians, I don't care what party they are part of, independent, left, right, Democratic, Republican, Republican, Demonicans, Demonica Republic, whatever you want to call them, right? They all the same. They all have to sign an oath. All of them. Even your favorite ones who you think somehow actually represent us or you as a constituent, right? They all have to sign a contract and pledge their allegiance to the state of Israel. How many of y'all knew that? Right? So think about that when you think of when I'm reading this statement right here. Right? Accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel, the state of Israel, or to the alleged priorities of Jews worldwide, right, than to the interests of their own nations. Right? So this is a misnomer right here, and this is a actual fraudulent statement. This is straight mindfuckery, seeing how every politician in America has to sign allegiance to the state of Israel, that above the interest of these United Snakes of America, which totally goes against this statement right here. So the United States government is anti-Semitic according to this definition. Because that would be making them more loyal to the state of Israel than they are to America, which is an actual fact.
I mean, which is it should be. I mean, shit. If that's where your people are from, just like.
No, hold on, El. Let me stop you. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
I mean, I know, I get it. No, I
This
mean,
ain't got nothing
exactly.
to do where your people is from. We're talking about these politicians right now.
But the
they're not even
politicians
Jewish. Most of these people aren't even Jewish.
But you got to think they gonna follow where their money come from.
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with being Jewish, though. They're not Jewish. Most of these people in America who are of any type of religious faith, they're Christian. See, the whole thing is we get mixed up and we get leaving out is we're forgetting about Zionism.
Yeah.
Right. That's the key word that they don't throw up in here. Zionism. See, when they talk about the state of Israel and Jews worldwide, they mean Zionism, which the Jewish people over there in Israel are totally against. Right? There's Christian Zionists and there's Jewish Zionists. There's Muslim Zionists. There's Buddhist and Taoist Zionists. You hear me? What y'all know about that, man? You hear me? Let me get back to this guy, man. This pisses me off. This is why I say I will dare anybody call me anti-Semitic. I will shut that shit down and sue you for fucking libel and take you to court in y'all's own system. How about that? Right? Denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination by claiming that the existence of a state of Israel is a racist endeavor. What did I...
Hey,
these people aren't too bright, man. They're not that smart. The unintelligent artificial intelligence is not as smart as it's making us believe it is. Did y'all hear what I just said? I'm gonna read that again, man. I know only my real critical thinkers caught that. You hear me? Listen here. You could be considered anti-Semitic if you are denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination by claiming that the existence of the state of Israel is a racist endeavor. We are the real Jewish people. We're the real Hebrews. Black niggas in America. Why you think we get criticized so much for protecting our culture, protecting our history, protecting our music we created that got the whole world shucking and jiving for the past 100 years? This was created for us. So we can't say shit. Why you think Kanye getting blazed the way he is, telling the fucking truth, man?
He said I can't be anti-Semitic because I am a Jew.
How the fuck can I be anti-Semitic, man?
He said I'm a Jew. He said, how can I be anti-Semitic when I'm
And
a
if
Jew?
we talking about anti-Semitism, y'all, we would most definitely have to be talking about the Arabs, seeing as how they are the overwhelmingly mass majority of Semitic language group. It's 300+ million people that speak Arabic just in that area of the world alone. Not even talking about other areas of the world. We're talking about specifically in that region. 300 million people speak Arabic. So if we're talking about anti-Semitic, we got to be talking about anti-Arab. We got to be talking about saying something that is incendiary, disparaging, discriminating, disrespectful towards Arabs. Oddly enough, who has the world been targeting and calling terrorists for the past 30, 40 years? See how easy this shit is to break apart? Kanye ain't got this game, though. That's why he getting blazed the way he is. He's so emotional, right? Men can't become emotional. We can identify what our emotions are. We can express our emotions, but we cannot become emotional. Because we make rash decisions, brash decisions when we are emotional. That's why I encourage men to not say, I feel. Who gives a fuck how you feel? Right? Talk about what you know and what you think. That's what we care about. That's what actually matters. How you feel don't matter. How I feel don't matter. It only matter to me and probably like L and other people in our close circle. Outside of that, what the fuck we feel don't matter. And why should you care how I feel? You a grown person. Only thing that should be matter is the truth. And the truth is, right, the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance is a pack of lies. You hear me? Using, hold on. You could be considered anti-Semitic if you are applying double standards. You could be considered anti-Semitic if you are applying double standards by requiring of it a behavior not expected or demanded of any other democratic nation. Do y'all understand what that means? Right? I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it again. Pay attention. You could be considered anti-Semitic if you are applying double standards to any situation by requiring of it a behavior that is not expected or demanded by another democratic nation. Right? Any democratic nation you go to, they're ran by these Zionist people, these Khazarian demons. Most of the Democrats are ran by these people, or they're more prominent in the Democratic parties. So this is what this is for right here. This is basically saying that just because a country, you know what I'm saying, has a Democratic party, that doesn't mean that you can say stuff about the politicians, because that would be anti-Semitic, seeing as how most of them align with the Jewish faith. Right? Using the symbol, you could be considered anti-Semitic if you are using the symbols and images associated with classic anti-Semitism, claims of Jews killing Jesus or blood libel, to characterize Israel or Israelis. Ooh.
That's touchy right there.
Ooh, let me read that again. You could be considered anti-Semitic Now, let me tell you how all of these are misnomers, because anti-Semitic means anti-Arab. So you could be considered anti-Arab if using the symbols and images associated with classic anti-Arabic, right? Claims of killing Jews or Jews killing Jesus or blood libel to characterize Israel or Israelis. Now, notice the difference between the state of Israel and Israeli citizens, or is it? Notice how the term Israelis is the plural of Israel, or is it? Right. Now, what that means is using the symbols and images associated with it. You could be considered anti-Semitic if you are saying that, if you saying stuff like the Jews were responsible for killing Jesus in the Bible, right? Or using it to judge the character of all people who are members of the state of Israel, or they're actual citizens of the country, or people who are live in the country of Israel. Y'all see how they convolute that to mix that up as if the people who run the state of Israel are the same as the actual people of Israel, when they are not. Like I told y'all, the overwhelmingly mass majority of Hebrew-speaking people who align themselves with the Judaic faith, they're actually pretty cool people.
Uncle Diggity, that shit don't make no sense. Don't do it. Like literally. Like, so that means
Exactly.
everybody
Uncle Diggity. That's why I fuck with my nigga Uncle Diggity. Yes, that's exactly what it's saying, Uncle Diggity. Without all the gobbledygook fuckery, man.
Right.
You hear me? All that word babble, all that fucking word fucking
man.
grow up, man. All that word excrement, man. Just extra words in there to confuse you, man. You got to be able to walk through this shit, man. Right? You could be considered anti-Arab, which is a misnomer, right? If
Can
you
you
are
put
drawing
that one up on
comparisons,
the screen?
huh?
Yeah, put that comment up. Yeah,
Oh, you
that
talking about
one.
Uncle Diggity's comment?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's exactly because it kind of goes against. That's what I'm saying. So
Right.
if
Hold on, let me finish reading this though. Let me finish
when
reading
did
this.
this come out, Virg? When did this come out?
Man, they came out with this like a few years ago, man.
It ain't been out for a
Like
long time.
2016 or some shit like that,
Okay,
man.
so it's recent. I was about to say, how they
Yeah.
make all their movies back in the day, and why
Right.
they ain't pull them? They play them every Easter.
Right.
They don't denounce that. Like they got all those shows.
Right.
All those shows that get played all during Easter time. So if that's the case, if this is what's really applied, then we shouldn't even have Easter, right?
We shouldn't have none of that shit, man. You according to this. Now let's get to it. Could be considered anti-Semitic if you are drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policy to that of the Nazis. Now let me read this again, and I'm gonna break it down for y'all. You could be considered anti-Semitic according to the IHRA. You could be considered anti-Semitic if you are drawing comparisons or making comparisons of the state of Israel and the state of Israel and its policies globally to that of the Nazis. Now, let me pause for a second right there, y'all. Notice how they put Israelis in there as in reference to the Israeli people. When we're not talking about the Israeli people, y'all, we're talking about the state of Israel. Y'all see how they jumble the words up?
Yeah.
That's why I tell y'all
Why
to
is
read
it?
words, man.
It's jumping around from Jewish to Israelis to Jews
The state
to
of Israel to
state of Israel.
it's specifically being written to confuse you, right? This is why you got to have your critical thinking on. This is why you got your big bro Stacks with the Facts to walk y'all through this. You hear me? You understand what I'm saying? Hit that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Now let's go, right? Drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policy to that of the Nazis. They're not talking about the Israeli people. They're talking about the state of Israel, the government. Have y'all seen? Thank you, Lance Parker. Have y'all seen how the state of Israel treats the people of Palestine and the actual Israeli people, specifically the black Hebrews in Israel? Y'all see how the state of Israel treats them? Does it not treat them in the same way as the Third Reich treated the Hebrews in the so-called concentration camps? Is it not identical? Do y'all see what they do to the people of Palestine? Do y'all see what they do to the Sephardic and the Sephardic and the fucking what's the other one? The Sephardic and the goddamn
There's a war going on right now, ain't it?
other Jewish people over there in Israel, man.
Yeah, it's a war going on over there now.
Exactly. Do y'all not see how the state of Israel go talk to somebody from Israel who actually lives in the country of Israel under the rule of the state of Israel, which isn't the same thing, right? And y'all ask them how the government treats them over there, especially the ones that look like us. Right? We almost done, y'all. We almost done with this IHRA mess. You hear me? You could also be considered anti-Semitic, last but not least, holding Jews collectively responsible for the actions of the state of Israel.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit right there.
I'm about to read that again, y'all. You could be considered, listen. You could be considered anti-Semitic if you are holding Jews collectively responsible for the actions of the state of Israel. Right? See how that? No, we're not. Listen, I just told y'all that the overwhelmingly mass majority of the Jewish people, Hebrew-speaking people who are followers of the Judaic faith and religion, they are beautiful people. They're the nicest people you would ever meet. Did you interact with them or interaction with them when you was living in New York by any chance, L?
Yeah.
The Jewish people are cool as shit.
Yeah, they always was cool with me. Like I said, I never had any issues in New York, but I also used to do one of my gym used to be right around the corner from like the whole neighborhood, right off of Eastern Parkway.
Right.
You would see you'll see them, all they do is walk up and down that whole Eastern Parkway. Like anybody from New York in that area in Brooklyn, they know what I'm talking about. Right.
Now, over here in my city, our city, Columbus, Ohio, we have an entire section called Bexley, right? And in Bexley, we got a lot of synagogues, though. And I'm going to tell you, this is a person who knows by experience.
I went to school at Bexley, too. Remember that?
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you by experience. The rabbis at these synagogues are very nice and welcoming. I don't care what your skin color is or nothing. They will welcome you into the synagogue. They will feed you. They will clothe you. They will give you a place to stay. I know this to be true. And we got a lot of synagogues in Columbus. So, you know what I'm saying? The actual Jewish people, they're beautiful, man. You hear me? But the state of Israel is something different. And when we say what we say in regards to the state of Israel, no, we're not blaming the state of Israel's actions on the entire Jewish population in this country of Israel. Understand that over here at A Real Talk YouTube, we over in or out of understand the difference between the people of Israel, the country of Israel, and the state of Israel. Huh? We understand the difference. We over in or out of understand the difference, so we don't give a damn about any stuff y'all could possibly say, right, or do. I pray and hope and wish somebody has the audacity to call me anti-Semitic, right? I will destroy you in court with a libel suit and defamation of character. I will destroy you. No lawyer. Because I understand Uniform Commercial Code. Right? I understand the law of contracts and the law of the sea. Admiral Maritime International Judicial Law. I understand that. Huh? Hit that like button, y'all. Y'all ain't getting this type of teaching nowhere else, man. That's the type of testicular fortitude you gotta have nowadays, man. Huh? Come on these people platform and tell them about them and dare them to say you're lying. Right? Triple, double dog dare them to say I'm lying. Anti-Semitic. Take that anti-Semitic and shove it you know where. How about that? Huh? Just like Kanye said, How can I be Semitic when I am the Semitic? How could I be anti-me?
Right.
Huh?
Hey man, the thing is, when you could rule the public opinion, you can always do what you want to do. And see, what they did was they did what they always do. You play on the emotional heartstrings of the people. They got them with a clip, which we broke down earlier, which everything that people are going off of the clip and saying never was said. So that's how you do it. You paint the narrative and then you post anti-Semitic across every platform.
Every platform.
So now you're saying that, and then you come with the lawsuit that mysteriously disappeared already. But what you do is first you divide him from his people. So remember the conquer and divide method, y'all. It's no different than that. Like first, all right, I mean divide and conquer. My fault. Divide and conquer. So you divide him from his people. So what do? You take one clip and you take a clip and you make the clip out to what it's not even what really was said in the clip, but somehow you get it to where people are programmed and will fight tooth and nail to say that this is what was said. Yet they can go back and watch it over and over again because it's still up on every medium platform.
It's crazy.
But people are not gonna do that, so they're just gonna go off of it. And because George Floyd was, such a high-profile case in America, it does play with the heartstrings of people.
Right.
And that's what they did. They attacked the heartstrings, the emotional heartstrings, as the media. I went to school for marketing. I learned a lot about media propaganda, the tools they use. What do? What we call it? It's what they call the shock. Oh my gosh, what the fuck? We call it shock value. Shock value. So you use something with great shock value to gain people's attention. And you transform it because I was going to school before social media days. Now you have what you would call clickbait headlines, But back then it was called like like when you read the old media stories, it would have something extravagant for the headline to make you want to go buy the newspaper that day.
Right.
So that's what it was, or a magazine per se. You have a shocking headline on the front of that magazine that'll make people draw in to go buy that. Whether the headline was true or even anything to do with the headline, they already got you hooked because they got your money and they got your story. So now they just do it with your thoughts. Everything is a mind fuck in a sense. If you don't really pay attention to what's going in and out, it's just like what you eat. If you eat bullshit and you don't know how to work it about you, it's going to be some bullshit later. And add on to you getting fat and shit. So you can take in whatever you want, but it's on you to decipher what's real and what's not. What are they feeding you? And they fed people that emotional shit. And at the end of the day, I understand. Let me also say that I do understand. I understand how people get caught up because the situation does identify with a lot of real shit that goes on that we know about. Right. And that's what they played off of. And I get it. It was a lot of shit built off of that. That's the shit that I loved about it, is that it did bring people together for that moment. It did hold some companies accountable to where they wanted to do shit more to help people like me in this world. So the things that came about, that's the things that we do appreciate. Excuse me. So those are the things we do appreciate. That's the things that I love about it. That's the things you wanted to come about it. You never want nobody to have to die for change or any type of recognition or anything to happen. No, nobody wants that. This was a senseless act that happened. It should have never even got to that. Even if whatever, people argue, whatever may have happened, it should have never even got to that point, period. But, when we come to the reality of everything that is played out, we also got to assess what happens and what we're reacting off of. And what people are reacting off of is something that wasn't said that way. Like I said, if you read the headlines, they're going to say that he said George Floyd died from drug overdose. That's what every headline is telling you. That's what every news article is saying. That's what I hear people keep saying. And I'm like, you know, he didn't say that, but you know, you could go on, you know, whatever, it's your opinion. I'm not here to change your opinion in no way. Never will I do that. But you're just going off of some bullshit. And they was able to do it. Then they showed Nori with the apology. So then they showed their power. First they showed their power with Nori. Like, all right. Well, first they showed it with LeBron. Like, that was the first thing. Like, because, you know, it was LeBron's call. I know it wasn't LeBron's call at the end of the day. Like, you know, people also think us niggas have the choice to get shit canceled. We do not. We don't have that buying power in the country. I mean, we have the buying power. Actually, we do. We control a lot of the buying power. We just don't understand our power and how to utilize it. So, therefore, shit like this could happen. And we applaud what's happening. Like, as an overall, I see a lot of people applauding what's happening to Kanye, which is very scary. Because I've even seen people go online and even go to the lengths to say that, yes, we should be censored for what we say. And I said that's a very slippery slope. Because now we already just came out of a period where they showed that they could get people to self-lockdown. So now if you get people to say that they want to self-censor themselves, where do we go from there? What's next that we want to self-take away from ourselves that we work to get to? You know, we got to be careful for the things that we champion. This isn't right by no means. It wouldn't be right if they start doing this shit to your Facebook, your Twitters, your Instagram page, anything you speak, whatever you speak, your YouTubes. I'm pretty sure everybody, you know, you can laugh and joke all you want, clown all you want. But like I said, you know, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun and it's on your ass. Or it's on your family member's ass. Then you want, you know, then people want to start talking shit. Oh, they doing my people like this. They doing my people. But you was just, you know what I mean? It's careful. A lot of us are content creators on this shit. Be careful what you ask for. Because when it come down for everybody. And if they could show the example of a billionaire, the first black, not the first black, but the richest black man ever in American history, if they could do that to him, they definitely could do that to any of us. That's what they're showing you right now.
And that's the main thing too. I'm glad that you pointed that out, L, because that's the main thing people need to focus on, man.
Nobody's exempt out here. If this ain't cracking the whip right in front of y'all's face, I don't know what else is. This is a live. I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, they used to call it tar and feather, where they used to, you know, put people in the town. They would put tar on you, hot tar on you, and then they'd put feathers on you and make you run through the city asshole naked as an embarrassment. This is what this is doing. It's public tar and feather.
Actually, it's digital tar and feathering.
Yeah, so y'all better be careful what y'all ask for. That's all I'm going to say, man. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you champion. Because what you champion, if it was you, that before you champion anything, I always say this. You know, I know y'all hear me say this all the fucking time. Hold that motherfucking mirror up. Before you stand behind something, you cheer for something. When you see something going on, funny online, whatever you think it may be funny, whatever, just think. Damn, have I ever said anything that might have pissed somebody off to the point where they could have did this to me? Just think. Because if you even have to ask yourself that question, you probably have. And if you have, would you want to be exiled? You know, it's slippery when we start exiling people in society. These are these movies we start talking about, Hunger Games and all this shit playing out in live form. Yeah, man, y'all, like I said, just be careful what y'all ask for out here. That's all I can say about that, man. That's that solution-based content. Be
That's
careful
some
what the
real
fuck
shit
you ask
right
for.
here, man. Now let me show y'all this right here real quick, man. Just to bring some more depth to what my man L is saying, man. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time. What we are watching and witnessing with people like Kanye, right? We are watching the establishment of the ministry of truth online, right here on YouTube, especially, right? And that's why I keep telling y'all to read 1984. I think one of these days coming up here soon, man, we're going to do a show breaking down 1984, man. You hear me? I got a video already on here doing it, but we can go a little bit more in depth, you know, on live stream and stuff. But the ministry of truth is being established, man. You hear me? And if Kanye can get what's happening to him in the way it's happening to him, being who he is, we ain't us down here on the bottom way, we ain't got shit coming. It's a wrap for us. It's over with for us. You hear me? And you hear that my man L just referenced the movie The Hunger Games, right? And my question to y'all out there watching and listening, which one of your kids you gonna give up for tribute?
Damn.
You hear me? Let me ask y'all again. Which one of your kids you gonna give up for tribute? Single mothers out there, we going in on Thursday with about y'all. Want y'all to tap in too. Which one of your children are you going to give up for tribute? Y'all think about that, man. We about to get up out of here. El, you got anything you want to say in closing, bro? You hear me?
Yes. Man, this is hey, man. There's a lot, man. We didn't even really scratch the surface of this shit, like real
Right,
shit.
we might have to do a part 2 next week or something, man.
Yeah, because it's a lot, man. Like, and at the end of the day, like I said, you know, just be careful what you wish for. Like, if you want to take anything out of this, your solution-based content, you know, just make sure you just be careful what you know, what you ask for out here, man. Like I said, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way to see people out here talking about they wanted to censor themselves. You know, I remember when LeBron James spoke on
Terrible.
the one shit, and they was like, the lady told him to shut up and dribble, and they was in uproar. And here it is, we got Kanye talking about trying to take back over the system, and you know, we telling him to shut up and dribble. Um, you know, it's crazy how the media plays who they want to play, and it's always gonna be like that. Like we already know, the media got full control over how shit happens. Like they showing their power, if anything. Because all you see is anti-Semitic, 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 and then they denounced it. He was anything of a Jew. They didn't even really brush on it. They just denounced it like he was crazy. Like, you know, now they just, that's what they keep saying, he's crazy. And then, you know, it's crazy because the first thing I think of is, you know, and I'm not making no correlation because a lot of people will be, you know, they get mad when I say, I'm like, you know, I've seen this in the Bible before where they call somebody crazy that was, you know, saying things that, you know, may uplift the people in a way, like, and it ain't even the messenger. Like, I would like to take Ye's name off of all that. Like, and that's what I always tell people. Like, when you listen to something, take the name off of it and be an observer instead, you know, try to observe what's going on in front of you. Because when you start to observe and you really listen, take the emotion out of it, like, just strip it away. Like, if it was somebody else saying it. I know, you know, people got a lot of connection, whatever it is, but take who it is off of it and tell me if that interview or, you know, what's being said ain't things that you like understand or could comprehend to rock with, because a lot of it was about building up the community, regardless of what they put on these clips for you to see. And I'm able to get past like Virgil said, a minute and an 11-second clip out of a 3.5-hour interview to understand the context of the situation and what was spoken and what the real meaning of the interview was about. And it's not, then people will say, oh, you watch this YouTube video, you think you this and that. It ain't even about that, man. Like, nobody's trying to play smarter than nobody. And none of that shit matters, man. Like I said, Kanye don't matter. I don't give a fuck who said it. It was what was said that I respond, what I listen to. And I just advise people to always do that. If somebody, and another thing, they'll just go straight to Candace Owens. Like, well, that's the people, it's just so much deflection. Let's just take deflection out of it. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, let me wrap this up. Just at the end of the day, make sure you just got to observe everything around you. Be an observer. Try to observe more in life, because you'll start to see the real shit around you. It'll start to make sense. And things will slow up for you too. So, keep your head up. Be careful what you ask for. Don't ask for nothing that you wouldn't want to happen to you or your family. So always think about that. I ain't going to put no label on Kanye, none of that. I'm not wanting nobody to follow him or none of that. And I don't agree with everything he does or what he says, because he says some clown shit. Everybody does. Everybody says some clown shit at times. So people, when they throw that word around, that's funny, because I see a lot of niggas that ain't even taking care of. My fault. It's just a lot of shit going on out here, and don't get taken away from the context and the context and the meaning of what it really is about. That's all I'm gonna say. So just always take the context out of what you get. Just remember, any situation you can learn from. Always do that, whether you don't agree with it or not. Just at least go into the situation to learn from whatever it is, whether you learning from how the other side think or not. Just always do that. Be in movement with an open mind, at all times. Make sure you always move with an open mind, especially when you're going into a new surrounding area, environment, or information is getting displayed to you. Always move open and be you at all times. That's it.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say, today's oppressors become tomorrow's victims. Right? So I remember that, man. My man Kanye, although I vehemently disagree with a lot of stuff he say, right, I will defend his right to say that goofy ass shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna double down and say, when he's doing what he's doing right now, Kanye has my full support. It don't matter if he's a coon or he's guilty of cooning, or like Elle said, we all have done some goofy shit. Probably gonna do some more goofy shit.
Right.
Right? Matter of fact, definitely gonna do some more goofy shit. But that doesn't mean that you are not capable of speaking the truth, or you should be prevented in any way in your endeavor to do so. Right? Because I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want. Let me tell y'all something. Over here at A Real Talk, I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want to say. I don't give a damn how anybody feels about it. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care if you choose to be offended by it. I don't give a damn about any of that shit. I'm gonna say what needs to be said every trip. Now, I know how to box cleverly with my words, and I'm a very intelligent, magnetic, charismatic, hell of a guy. You hear me? So I know how to box cleverly. But you don't have to box cleverly when you're telling the truth. But as we see with Kanye, the truth is now illegal, specifically the black truth. And there y'all have it, man. You know what I'm saying? We about to get up out of here, man. It's a beautiful show tonight. Listen, tomorrow night we going in, exposing the Demon Time music industry, Ozzy Osbourne edition. We're gonna be breaking down his popular song, which is like a ode. I'm talking about it's like a serenade to Aleister Crowley. All right. Let me read what Uncle Diggity wrote. Kanye, the first artist to rock the boat since Pac. Most of the other artists have lost my respect. Artists lost the activist edge that real MCs embody. That's a fact. Hip hop was originally a challenge to the establishment. Once too many folks sold out, it got diluted. It's nice to feel that classic feel of the challenge, to be honest. You feel me? It is, man. It's nice to see people bucking the system, man.
Hold on, do any of y'all listen to RZA Islam?
I've heard him before, but I don't like listen to him on a regular basis.
Okay, yeah, because he definitely spoke up on Kanye's behalf and said that, you know, he basically speaks to a lot of people behind the scenes, you know, a lot of artists, you know, and he works with a lot of artists. He was just with Kodak Black today, and he was like, he basically made a statement on Twitter like, behind closed doors, a lot of these artists do agree with Kanye, no matter what y'all say, and they just said that we can't say nothing about that shit. Like, it's a real thing going on right now. Like, they can't say shit, and they're being told to denounce their shit. You see, all the Kardashians came out and gave the same statement about Jewish people, too.
Right.
All the same statements.
Well, you know, the Kardashians, they're the Khazarians, right? So, you know,
yeah.
Chaos Reign was good, bro.
Yes. Good to see everybody in the building tonight, man. Peace, love, and blessings to everybody.
You are the Kardashians, they're Khazarian demons.
Yeah.
They're Armenian Khazarian demons. You know. I didn't know that, did you? Yeah, man. Yeah. Those who claim to be Jews but are really of the synagogue of Satan. Hit that like button on the way out, y'all, man. You hear me? Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, tell everybody, tell your friends, your mama, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, tell everybody, tell Unc, everybody, man. Tell them to come over here to A Real Talk podcast and subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go over there to Mr. O with the info. Subscribe to him. Go to my man Chaos Reign, subscribe to him. You know what I'm saying? They in the chat section. There's two of my brethren. You hear me? Yeah, and y'all, you know, tomorrow night we going in, exposing the demon time music industry, Ozzy Osbourne edition. Thursday night, we're going to be discussing. Hold on, let me bring it up real quick so I can tell y'all what we're going to be talking about on Thursday. Thursday night, ladies' night. I'm going to have a panel popping with the ladies. Have a couple ladies come up. You know, so it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. It's going to be a discussion that definitely needs to be had. You hear me? Yeah, we on Wednesday we're going to be going in on why do black females choose single motherhood? Right? You hear me? That's going to be the topic of Thursday's show for ladies' night. Why do black females choose single motherhood? Let's go. You know what I'm talking about? So y'all enjoy y'all's evening, man. We appreciate everybody for coming out tonight, man. You know what I'm talking about? We about to play this classic E&E banger featuring me and my brother L's album 1111. You know what I'm saying? I figure since it's me and L's night going in, y'all might as well listen to some music from me and my brother L. So here we go, listening to this track. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all right here with us, and we appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? We thank y'all for that. Hit that like button on the way out. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Share on your social media. We'll be back same time tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Let's go. Tap in, walk with us, y'all.
Check this out, homeboy. God's on your side, right? Why don't we do this? Reason 14K, bound, out. You want to do this correct or not, man? 17, man. Yo, let me see the money. Let me see the money. Stop. Listen to this, man. What you know about that, homeboy?
Told him I'm about to swerve in this bitch. Here's a couple packs, I'm about to serve them this shit. Word to slurge, fly niggas, no birds in the crib. Now the only time I switch when the flick up on the wrist. Grinding with my G, don't hit the curb in this shit. You see the streets feel like a purge. I on a fifth. Told them like ain't no place for cowards in the trench.
When they rain, niggas get drenched. Most of you niggas is bitch.
Can't understand how mental people we numb to witness and murders. Silence lamps and hoods, your name will never be heard her. Retaliation heat up, another soul getting dropped off. Free will so I can't even hop on my high. Who made all? Make them respect your shine. They tainted, they energy all. Depleted they cause. They meet to a gall. Around the green dog, I reaped up the claws. Santa's home, I'ma win like 96 J's on. King Throne, you think I give a fuck about a critic? Before Corona never gave us gloves when it was frigid. Or educators probably, they taught us not to be honest. Walking home, watching hustlers pull up on the corners. Go on their neck and hand, plus a thing on their sides, they dimed out. Gotta keep my game live, I ain't trying to take time out. Never mix and mess with be blessed, twist up the essence. We're eating, you gotta switch your course after your blessings. Told you, I'm about to swerve in this bitch. Here's a couple packs, I'm about to serve them this shit. Word to slurge, fly niggas, no birds in the crib. Now the only time I switch, when the flick up on the wrist. Grab it with my G, don't hit the curb in this shit. You see the streets, feel like the purge. Shower on the fifth. Told them like, ain't no place for cowards in the trench.
Ain't no place for cowards. E&E, King L stacks. 62s and 4-ways. I used to shuffle them up. Whip game, had my wrist game. Looking sick as fuck. 100 G Franco with that stone face Jesus head. Pockets full of dough, man. I used to call it Peter bread. Had to leave the game alone, cause now you don't know who the feds. They popping pills, Zans and perks, and mix it all with Sudafed. E&E, bitch. We on the up. Writing this crack got me reminiscing on bagging up. Bagging up, a 16 is a brick. Don't think I'm passing much, and the hook is just like the overs. I want my fucking cut. The rap game is like the dope game nowadays. A bunch of fake ass hustlers who really in the way. King L's, he send me that word, I make him go away. Overboard, under the boat, just like a stowaway. Bruce Lee boy boss, you know I got my glow today. Boss so cold, man, it really might snow today. Lace up your Timbo boots, zip up your bubble down. Just let them grams cook up and watch them bubble down. King L's and Rayman told y'all we got that bubble now. E&E, we the elite, we got the bubble now.
Told them, I'm about to swerve in this bitch. Hits a couple packs, I'm about to serve them this shit. Word to slurge, fly niggas, no birds in the